you keeping Swifty?
No,
week?
I'm not. I was thinking of going with snowy this week.
Yeah?
Yeah. Very snowy. Break these chains of love. Which...
Oh shit, Super Magical is streaming.
Thank God.
Oh yeah. You're gonna have to be on the comments.
Yep,
this week.
I got my comment game on fleek.
Woo!
That's what the kids call it. They
is
call
that
it on fleek.
That was a thing for like 6 months. Is it still a thing?
Shit, I don't know, dude. I got a 3-year-old and I don't even know this shit. Did we get new followers? How do I know when we get new followers?
I have no idea on Twitch.
Other than the riggedy wreck, son. No, I did not steal that from. We have something else. We got like hang on. I can tell you what ours looks
Does it
like.
play through the headphones?
Well, actually, if I played it here, it might. Remind me after the show to show you. It's actually pretty funny.
Nice. You see Pete's new subscribe?
I haven't seen it like in action, so when I go to subscribe this time, I'm gonna watch for it.
You're gonna see it.
Oh.
It's gonna be good.
I ain't had any fucking time to like get on the stream. So.
I've been putting it on, but then I'm just out running for the rest of the stream. I'm like, Gator Pete up on the TV, and then just like gone.
Just running, and I guess I should hit record.
And the Black Eyed Peas just sued you. You'll be getting your cease and desist in the mail shortly.
No, because I didn't hit record yet. So
oh,
it's another part of the lost episode.
Bum, bum.
That's SVU.
Oh, that's right. Hey, you know, why not? I'll be your sexual victim, Mallow. Not so much a victim.
No.
More like a willing participant.
Well, yeah, there you go. See, that was weird, and then we were bringing it back a little bit.
Then you bring it back around. You got to make people a little uncomfortable sometimes.
Did you know that when you move the mic, it kind of weirds out like that? Did you know
deafen everybody?
that OBS is so awesome that like you need a secondary program on the Mac to play desktop audio? You know how we were freaking out last week?
Yeah.
With Pete and shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you need a secondary audio just to play desktop music.
So like, did you have to like download Spotify directly, like the app, and then target Spotify?
It makes a multi-output device or some shit. I'll look at it sometime this year.
Yeah. I was having to do that for, what was I having to do that for? Oh, Pete and I were trying to do like screen sharing kind of stuff, and I was just trying to get my desktop audio to play along with my audio.
Yep.
And it just
yeah. So there's apparently some way. I'll find some. I was looking at some videos before you got here, and
what a mess.
It kind of is. This is the thing, and like I said, or should we call it suicidal? Our S word be suicidal this week.
What's the context?
Game of Thrones.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Or we could call it SNESy.
A
very super? No, we are super magical. But a very SNESy. For the SNES sound.
What about super-er?
A sincere, sarcastic, and super-er. Is there a quick word for selling out in 5 fucking seconds?
Sell out? Just.
And this week, a very sold out look at the world gaming TV music. All right, I like that.
Are we selling out?
We're not, but Nintendo did.
You know what? I'm going to open with that line of questioning. Yeah. Did we sell out? Did we get a sponsor? Oh, Jab, my boy.
Mike and the Augs going?
I sure hope so.
Yep.
Woo, boy.
Show. Welcome, everyone, to the Super Magical Podcast, a weekly interactive podcast where we take a sincere, sarcastic, and in this week, a very sold-out look at the world of gaming, TV, music, movies, and more. Joining me in the studio, as he does every week, is Hoover. How are you, mate?
I got up at 5 o'clock this morning and I rushed all the way here. Just sprinted on foot. So, if I take naps between segments,
okay,
please do not fault me.
No worries, no worries. It's crazy time for all of us.
Indeed.
If you catch the title down there, it's the Pre-PAX West Hype Show.
Oh, get hyped, son.
We are streaming live around the world on Twitch. Twitch.tv/supermagicalpodcast. Hello, Twitch. How are you guys?
Hey, girl.
What up, Mojab in the chat already?
Mojab, I'm going to end up getting your handle tattooed on like my inner thigh or something. My boy. Or girl. I don't think I've asked. My individual.
Thank you for joining us. We invite you guys to leave comments, questions, reactions, heckle us, do whatever you want in the chat. Just be nice to each other. We'll get to you guys as the show goes on. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
Indeed, we do.
I am wearing a championship belt because we are officially the undefeated champions of podcasting.
Indeed.
Yes.
Nobody has broken us yet.
No. We also have the best butts podcasting.
Man, we were racking up trophies. Have they sent us our trophy for the best butts in podcasting yet?
I don't know, but they better. I'm just saying.
Is that like a play button? Like, you know,
yeah, it's like a play button with a butt in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Laura Kate Dale had to go legit when she joined Kotaku UK.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if she's still the princess of butts. I will be happy to be like a vice earl or a vice duke.
Vice duke of
serve,
butts.
Vice duke of butts to serve under that. I would do that. I would be happily to make sure the brand stays put there.
It's a real interesting D&D campaign.
The Vice Duke of Butts.
You meet with the Vice Duke of Butts.
It sounds like something I would run, actually. When Ace needs a break, I'll run that.
There you go. Bring muffins over from the Identico universe into the D&D universe as a golem of some sort. Beautiful.
So we're going to go through the news. Our first story tonight. Hoover, do you like VR?
I love...
This is a really heavy title belt. I am not made to hold this.
Why don't you put that down before you throw your shoulder out?
Yeah.
There we go. No. Get her in frame. Let me move. Move that.
Yeah.
How do I feel about VR? I'm not in love with VR. I'm in love with the idea of VR.
That's fair.
I've gotten a chance to play on a Vive and.
Just all the sponsorships and stuff up front.
Shameless plugging. I've gotten a chance to play with the Vive.
Yes.
And the free games that come with it.
Yep.
Have been really super interesting. But even having gotten my hands on one that I don't necessarily have to pay for, I'm still not even motivated to spend my very limited amount of coin on playing any of those games that are labeled $60. For a questionable kind of VR experience. Am I really going to get that much time with them? Am I really going to get that much enjoyment out of them? Not entirely sure. I do have Subnautica now, which is available in VR, and the only reason I haven't done that yet is because I don't want to have my chest just explode the first time I get jumped by some sort of strange underwater creature.
Right.
Which is inevitable. I
freak out just watching Pete streams.
Just swimming around, minding my own business, and turn around, and there's just some giant, like, and just shit my pants.
Well, the Vive, the interesting thing, I think you mentioned the Vive, it got a price drop this week.
Yes, it did.
By $200.
Thank God.
But that'll still cost you $599.
So about the same as a Switch.
Right.
After all is said and done, I mean, that's cool. That's cool, man. I don't think $600 is too unobtainable. The thing that is still kind of unobtainable for most people and is quickly getting to a point where it's going to be more obtainable is going to be the actual hardware to run something like that. Thank you, Ryzen.
Yeah.
For making things just more plausible.
We have a little bit more about that in the show later.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But it's still, maybe we're starting to get into that place where VR might become good. I don't know. Subnautica in VR is one of those ones I want to play. Ironically, Tabletop Simulator is in VR.
Yeah.
Because I want Joe flipping the table and Secret Hitler at me.
Yeah, I think there's going to be one of those times where he forgets that he's also actually sitting at a table and actually flips an actual table. It's going to be fantastic. But
Joe's on his way.
Those
producer's coming.
Coming.
Just like Winter. Oh, wait. I'm skipping ahead in the show notes.
Joe is coming. He's also on his way. It's a weird thing. It's been a weird series of tweets. But the Vive is also going to get those sweet knuckle controllers.
Yeah.
Playing Tabletop Simulator where I can actually like reach out there and
because Tabletop Simulator is a little janky on
it's weird.
It's weird, but
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean
it allows we played Secret Hitler for I don't know a good 4 hours or something like that last Friday. And it's great just to be able to like, hey, we got a guy in Montreal, we got a guy in Oklahoma, we got a guy on the East Coast, we got 2 lads here, like it's kind of nice just to be able to connect like that. I mean, I know. Yes, I get it. That's kind of an old thing. Like, yeah, you've been playing games for a while, but still, Tabletop Simulator a little bit different. It could be fun, with all that kind of stuff. Could be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's and it's interesting that it provides that VR option. So
yeah,
just cool, and it's got somewhat of a more premium feel than something like Roll20.
Right. You know why the knuckle controllers and all like that are coming out, right? You know their partnership with Valve and
right? And Pornhub.
And Pornhub. Let's not forget about that. Practice on a hot dog first, kids. Yeah. But you got to be able to reach down and pick up all the cards from their new trading card game.
Oh,
that's why you get the knuckle controllers and the yeah.
Right.
So you can just sit
Who
there
knew? That's brilliant.
Yeah. Terrible. I bet it might actually.
I would love the fuck out of that. Actually.
Yeah. We should go to Bellevue and find out.
I bet it wouldn't be very satisfying, but still, I'd be pretty pleased with the fact that I'd be doing it.
Yeah, it'd be worth it.
My cards.
Definitely. SNES Classic went on pre-order in the middle of the night last night. It is sold out. Big fucking surprise. Not only did it go... All right. Not only did it go on sale in the middle of the night last night, and I'm not even kidding when I mean the middle of the night. Like, I was still up working. That's how Pre-PAX is for me. And I was seeing the tweets of like, holy shit, it's on sale. And if I wasn't boycotting it, I probably could have gotten one. But it sold out in like 20 minutes, even at that time.
You know who wasn't boycotting it? Do you know who is really excited? Who was ready to give Nintendo another chance with this? Who was sure that last time was just a mistake? They didn't mean anything by it.
Was it you?
Fuck you, Nintendo! Why would you do this to me again? Over and over. Oh, I woke up this morning and it was like, SNES Classic went on sale. It's already sold out. It sold out absolutely everywhere in 20 minutes. Go fuck yourself. And I was just like, well, I forgot that sleep was a thing between Sunday and Monday. And then on Monday night, I was like, I'm going to stay up with the wife. We're going to watch some TV and maybe I'll get some editing done and stuff like that. On the next Hot Minute, by the way, next one coming out tonight. And I was out at like 7:00.
Right.
So
we've been working our asses off trying to get to PAX. Like, it's fine.
All the cards stacked against me. It was like, I woke up this morning just like pleased that I had gotten so much sleep. I was like, I feel like a better human being.
Right. And then you
unlock my phone and just no.
Smash cut to overhead shot. Hoover on his knees. Assholes.
And you get hit in the side of the head with a shoe. It's 5:00 in the morning. Shut the fuck up.
Here's the thing, though. So this sparked a lot of debate on Discords, on some email chains that I'm in with other folks. Because of my job, we kind of know a little bit behind the scenes retail.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were like, "Oh, maybe that was a mistake."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if one outlet did it, that would have been a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 outlets
Mm-hmm.
that did it around the same time. And then Walmart, I think, and Target went on sale about 10 a.m. today. And I think they did that as a reaction because they didn't know the other 2 were doing it in the middle of the night. I think it was always the plan to go today because it is Tuesday, which is where games, movies, and a lot of other things release, right?
Mm-hmm. All the things.
Blu-rays and all like that, Kickstarters, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Everything goes on Tuesdays. There's a market, like, bullshit kind of reason for it. And I think they caught them off guard and jumped the gun. I don't know why, because the damn thing was going to sell out worldwide anyway.
Right.
Whatever. So I feel bad for 2 reasons.
You could have released it like, I don't know, the middle of the night or whatever.
Right.
Still would have sold out. Oh,
I want to know exactly how many they actually had to sell.
7.
It makes you wonder. Because the debate, and here we go back to the debate. The debate was, after the NES Classic sold out like that, how in the hell could they do the same damn thing with the SNES Classic without it being malicious at this point? Right. Like, there's a market for this. You know approximately how many people would potentially buy it, at least. Right. There's other marketing levers. You can just get a bunch of gamers in the room and go, we priced this at $49.99. How many would you buy? We priced it at $39.99. You could do the fucking focus groups, right? Right. How is this not malicious? You could have just put up a fucking pre-order period and said, hey, we'll ship them by Christmas. Yeah. And then just got a bunch of them and then just started the damn factories in China and said, how about it, guys? So
there's something about, like, whenever the Wii and the Wii U both came out and they were just selling like hotcakes. Did the Wii U sell like hotcakes?
No, it did not. So, it was a terrible launch.
When
the Wii did.
And then the Switch did. I remember that. So whenever the Wii hit the market and it sold out, just like it was sold out everywhere all the time. It was a brand new thing. It had been a long time since Nintendo had really released anything of note. And I understood it, right? Right. The Switch, same deal. It's been a little while since we've had something so different.
They were both party games. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like there was an allure, and I kind of get it, right? With the Classic, it seemed like kind of a duh. Yeah. Still, I could kind of get it. But now with the Switch, and then shortly thereafter, the NES Classic, doing it again with the SNES Classic, it sure feels like every time before that has been measured. Yeah. So I went from like giving them passes every time to feeling like you've intentionally been acting like fuckwits to try to create this false additional hype.
Yeah, false scarcity.
Yeah, this is hard to get a hold of. So snap them up as soon as they're available.
Limited edition collector's item.
At this point, like, I don't want to. I was genuinely in the market for my own Switch. Like, Striker's got a Switch, so I got it. I could get my hands on it whenever. But I was like, I'm starting to feel like this is a solid piece of hardware, and like it will probably get some hours out of me, and I'd like to carry one around and all that. And then this today, like, I was just finally like, I don't want to buy anything Nintendo.
You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, like. It was fucking insulting, it felt like, to have that go on sale in the middle of the night, and still, again, there's no information ahead of time.
There's no pre-order, there's no nothing. I mean, there's pre-order technically still, but it's not like a pronounced period of it, right? Here's the thing that gets with me, and I've listened to as many of the sides as I possibly can before rendering my verdict. Because there was a lot of people that were like, Nintendo is a very conservative company. They don't want to waste things. They don't want to build a bunch of consoles they're not going to ship. Okay, again, after the first one, you could have been able to say, well, we sold 3.5 million of those. We should make 7 million of these. We might have 1 million left over. We'll figure it out, right? So basic marketing math could have went into that. Two. They said that, they compete with Apple for factory time. The iPhones are made in the same place that the Switch and SNES Classic is, in the, the factories over in China and things like that, and that they are competing for, literal time for those things to be running. I also don't believe that, because there are factories all over that region and in other parts of the world that could be making the pieces for it. It is basically a Raspberry Pi with a fancy case around it.
Right.
It does not take the experts at Foxconn, for instance, the makers of the iPhone, to, machine mill this thing. Maybe the Switch, I'll give you that. But you could ship that to another part of the world, get more made, and then just be working the factory kind of thing. That's part of the whole production process.
Right.
And then somebody, another sort of person wanted to argue that, they're trying to get Switches out for a holiday season. I get that point. However, same thing. You can have a couple of different, things going on. So at this point, I have no other way of being malicious. There's no other way. There's no other way about it. So
yeah, it feels like it's got to be. As far as like sharing factory time, like they could get a kid with a 3D printer in Idaho to print like 1 million of the little cases and snap them over their stupid ass little circuit boards. Like,
what up, Seasons? How you doing? Welcome to the chat.
I apologize, Seasons. I am my Surface, as we discussed last week, is a huge piece of shit.
That was not a play for the camera. It died.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him back on the Master Race here soon.
Maybe.
Pete is saying that they're encouraging people to continue emulating illegally. I don't say, again, we always say it on this podcast, but I'm not saying that you should steal and do things like that. But I understand.
Here's the thing.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of fucking work to get it to go right.
Yeah. I didn't want that. I wanted the actual thing, Yeah. Like, all you needed to do was hand it to me. I'd have paid for it.
Yeah. Stormy Love on the Twitters has asked, does this reliance on customers' nostalgia and failure to adequately capitalize on it signal sort of a death knell for console gaming overall?
I don't know. So again, so they're saying like there's more and more trying to capitalize on, like, check out our old libraries.
Yeah.
Like PlayStation's doing it, Xbox is doing it. Like everybody's like, check out all this old shit that we've got.
Right.
And they don't seem to be doing a very good job with manufacturing or like pushing out new stuff. So they're saying like potentially maybe they're just going to be like, let's just float on all of our old shit forever.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, it's sort of a lofty thing, right? But at the same time, I feel like PCs, the affordability of PCs are coming around. I feel like they're becoming easier and easier to build, and I feel like there's becoming less and less love for the whole console kind of generation. There's always going to be a place for a console, but I think it's going to be really easy soon for just about anybody to step into the market and be like, here's like a Steam box kind of situation, which I know specifically the Steam box didn't really kick off all that well. I don't think it's going to be all that long until we're at a point where there's not really a place for consoles, because aren't most of these companies losing money on their consoles in general?
Nintendo is one of the few that is. Nintendo's one of the few that is trying not to lose money on every console, but I'm pretty sure that PlayStation and Xbox are banking on the fact that people are going to buy more and services like Gold and stuff like that.
Right. So, I mean, like, it's already not a profitable place for these companies to be, and they're not doing a very good job maintaining them, and they're not really progressing anything. So, yeah, like, I kind of hope that they die off. I kind of hope that a console becomes like a generic term for like a media PC, right? And then they all just move to like a services kind of platform, like Steam, right? That you would theoretically have like a PlayStation network that you could connect your console to, or an Xbox network that you would connect your console to, or a Steam network that you would connect your console to. I think that's the direction that it should really be going, if it's not already.
Right.
I know Xbox Play Anywhere is becoming a thing that they're pushing, right? That sure smells like stage 1 Steam, right?
It does. I don't think this particular thing signals the death knell of consoles. I think a lot of the things we've been talking about does. There's something that I apologize because I had to refresh the stream. So I lost the question, but Mojav was saying in the chat that he'd be happy if Sega, if they offered an official emulator like Sega did.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be fantastic because we keep when the Switch came out, we kept talking about the online store and all the things that you kind of get through that. Do I need to rebuy Zelda again or Mario again for that? And I still haven't actually found out if I need to. I was going to buy Sonic Mania out of the store because you could 3 megabyte download or something like that. It's super simple.
Yeah.
But it's it's kind of those things. Like, just give us the emulator. Like, it's there. It's there on the Switch. It's there on some sort of platform. You can make it for PC and sell the fuck out of those games, dude.
Yeah.
We keep coming back to that with Nintendo. Like, if you just opened your catalog up and you go find a bunch of coders and crafters who can get the original cartridges, port the damn stuff over to an emulator that runs smoothly, even if not natively 4K or any of that. Like, we don't even upscale, don't even do that kind of stuff. Like, just make it run well enough in a framed browser window or something, right?
Something.
And just man, I would buy so many games.
Oh yeah.
On that. Like, I mean, I wouldn't stop buying new games either. Like, that would just be like, I've got $4.99, I will buy a Mario game. I got $1.99, I'll buy a Mario game. I don't care.
Dude, I have a list of old PC games that I pick up every sale that I never go back and play, but I'm like, I need to have those in my library because that's important to me.
Yeah.
Like, just about every kind of Doom, Quake, Hexen, Heretic, they're all slowly getting added to my library, and I'll open them up, play them for 5-10 minutes, and be like, man, that brings me back.
Yep.
I don't need to spend a whole shit ton of time on this.
Knights of the Old Republic for me, too. I haven't played it again on the PC right now, but it was on Steam. It got on one of the Steam sales. Immediately picked it up, and I was like, yep, we're going for it, And I've got it, and I'll play it one day when I'm just, hanging out doing nothing,
Loop that into some bundles and stuff like that. Do some
the
smaller bundles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a selling point to me, too. Like, hey, pick up the new Doom for $30, and you get...
Yeah.
one of the original Dooms, or Doom and Doom 2.
Pete in chat says he's legitimately buying Super Mario RPG for... I actually think it's a pretty good investment. I really loved the Super Mario RPG. I never actually owned it. I think I borrowed it from somebody at first, or I rented it from a Blockbuster back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I may have bought it at one point. I'm missing a lot of that kind of
Renting
stuff.
from Blockbuster.
Right, yeah.
We just dropped our ages right there. a lot of people in the stream just did the what with the who now?
Okay, legitimately, I rented it from Blockbuster. I paid for 3 weeks in advance. Then I went to my farmhouse outside of where it is in the middle of nowhere, and then had nothing but my SNES, Sister Act on VHS, Home Alone 2 on VHS, and the 3 channels you could get out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, South Carolina. That's all I had for while I would go stay with the grandparents and stuff.
Yeah,
that's all I got. No cable, no satellite, no nothing. None of that. So, yeah, I got pretty damn good at Zelda real quick.
Real quick, do you remember whenever cable channels had hours?
Yeah, they would just go off after a while.
Yeah. The box
would
shut off at around 11 o'clock, and I would get, scrambled Playboy.
Scrambled Playboy was the best thing in the fucking world, dude. Yes. You'd be sitting there, and it'd be like, oh, there's a titty!
Maybe it's a titty. Yeah. Is that a dude? I don't... You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. The first time that happened, I was seriously just up late watching music videos on the box, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And it went static, and I just didn't turn the TV off right away.
Yeah.
And then I heard scrambled, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then
because the volume was never scrambled.
Slow turn. What do you do on TV?
Yeah. You could hear everything. It was fantastic.
Turn that volume down to 1.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody can hear.
Yeah.
Oh, nostalgia.
Speaking of nostalgia, we're getting an Obi-Wan movie.
Yeah. Remember how last year or something like that, they're like, it'll never happen. Leave it alone. Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really want an Obi-Wan movie. I'll watch it, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if I want an Obi-Wan movie. And they're like, oh, only if Ian McGregor comes back. I was like, he wasn't that great of a character.
I mean, we got enough information around him.
Yeah.
Like I don't need exactly. I don't need more of that. Like I'm interested in a Boba Fett movie. I'm interested in like the Rogue One movie. It literally put my wife to sleep, but like there were parts of it that were really cool for me. Just like expand that universe, man. You don't need to dig deeper into characters that we already have we've already wrapped certain reputations and feelings and associated things with. Like,
well, the question that was posed to us in chat last week, and then again on Twitter this week was, are they ever going to make a Star Wars movie that isn't tied back to the original prequels or the original trilogy in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah,
like Rogue One, I thought was going to be that, but then you find out like, oh no, it's the people who steal the Death Star plans. I'm like, well, fuck. Like, okay, I'm glad that they're building out this. It's like, this is the complete 48 hours of what happened between the time that they realized there's a big fucking Death Star out there, they got the plans, and then they blew it up. Right. Like, that is where all of these movies currently reside, in a, like, orbit around the Death Star.
Right.
Totally cool with that to a degree. I don't need to know anything else about Obi-Wan. I know he was an arrogant son of a bitch that Anakin had to save his ass a lot of times. He wasn't as good as he thought he was. Then he grows up and gets humble eventually because, the world fucking ended, essentially. When the Empire took over and stuff like that. And then he became a hermit for a while.
Yeah.
And then, you see everything in episode 4 and stuff. And then, like, the Clone Wars and stuff like that is filled in a lot more. Like, I just don't know if we need a standalone, like, are we going to get him before he gets to Qui-Gon? Like, what other type of Jedi story are we going to tell there?
Right. So would you be interested in movies that are like obviously in the same timeline and the universe is being impacted by events, but not necessarily directly tied to those events? Or are you wanting like totally like thousands of years before, thousands of years after kind of?
Not even thousands. It can be, 30 years.
Yeah.
Once we get done with episode 9, give me 30 years in the future or something like that. Give me a generation's worth almost.
Yeah.
Of stuff. Give me pre-Empire even more.
Right.
But make it relative, like make it relative, to something else, in certain ways. Like I want to know what was happening in the rest of the galaxy while the Empire was fighting against the rebels, because the Empire was just basically like tied up with the rebels the whole time during those parts of the movies, which I know it doesn't happen over it doesn't happen over a long period of time, but like they're tied up. So what happens on these ancillary moons and on planets and stuff like that? What's going on in their lives?
Yeah. I'd be interested.
What happens in
like
Coruscant, for God's sakes? Like while the Empire's doing their thing.
I'd be interested in like some sort of like a first Jedi kind of situation. Like we're exploring like the Last Jedi or whatever. Yeah. Like what about the first?
The first, I think, would be an interesting thing.
Completely divorce yourself from everything that's happening towards the end of the Jedi timeline. Yeah. Like, give me like the Cain and Abel story where like you have the first couple of Jedi that are really figuring the shit out, and they clash, and they like there's that fundamental difference, and they part ways, and you see like, oh,
so yeah.
Neither of them, especially since there's going to be some exploration of like, I guess like sort of like this middle ground kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like give me that originally this is how it started, the middle ground of the Force, right? And then there was this rift, and then there was the training and all that, and they were like at odds with each other, and that's like it just branched into this big like dark side, light side kind of thing thousands of years later. Only to come back around, right? That'd be just this beautiful arc.
It'd be a beautiful like wrapper on everything.
Yeah. For sure. Hey, pay me. Give me a call. I have thoughts about things.
Chat would say a cable TV series in the EU.
Oh, oof.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Can we just get Thrawn, for God's sake? I'll take Thrawn movie. I'll do that.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either, but I know it's a fancy book I need to read. I don't know what books are. I haven't read a book in 6 months because I've been writing this book.
You know what we need?
We need books?
We need
we need LeVar Burton for reading Rainbow.
Oh, yeah. We need a Name of the Wind movie. And
we're getting
a Name of the Wind television show.
Well, the television show's coming. We reported on that already. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Fuck yeah.
That's the joke.
Okay.
No, they were also talking about doing a movie.
Yeah, I think they might. But...
They may all be tied in.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about all that.
Yeah.
Either they need to be tied in or they need to can one of the two.
Yeah.
I don't want like.
I want the series. I don't want the movies.
Yeah, here's a series, and here's a totally unrelated but different form of telling of the same.
Yeah.
Don't.
Joker is also getting an origin movie, and I can't be less interested at this point.
That's the magic of the Joker.
Yeah, you don't care. I don't care how he became who he is. Aren't we getting the origin of Joker anyways in that Gotham TV show on Fox?
I'll tell you, it's not really the best kind of Joker, if you ask me. They keep bringing it up and over, and it's like, is he the Joker? Is he the Joker? And at this point, it's like, I don't really give a fuck anymore. Stop it. Do something else.
Yeah. Is that TV show been renewed for next season?
I don't know. I stopped watching in the villains.
Yeah,
the villains
it
season,
really
and I was like,
yeah.
I was really interested in what are they? Indian Hill or whatever the facility was underneath that, and I was like, cool. And then like it was like not that interesting when they got in there. They could have made it like this really dark, kind of psychotic, like explore sort of like the same way Arkham Asylum was like, oh, maybe this place is super fucked up.
Right.
But it was just kind of like, no, it's just another branch of like the mental facility, and like there was just like a couple oddballs in there. Like they should have spent their season like really diving into like the dark underbelly and like some of the really twisted shit that comes out of that.
Right.
But they tried to make like literally everything come out of that.
You know, that's sort of the thing. You got to play the psychological kind of features of that. I mean, that's where Batman lives in that area.
Right.
So it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese is supposed to be tied to this movie too, and I can't even get up for that.
Yeah.
So, Speaking of you want to talk about this next one? You're a bigger Rick and Morty fan than I am right now.
Yeah, you're not feeling Rick and Morty?
No. I'll get into it, but I'm not. You guys are invested.
We are invested.
You guys are invested. I'm coming in later in the magnificence.
I think this is why this is as offensive as it is. So the head of Adult Swim, by all accounts, is a prick.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, he has labeled the people that are watching the stream
Pickle Rick,
motherfucker. The people that are just trying to get the Pickle Rick on by watching the stream.
Is that Rick on or Dick on?
Pickle Dick on.
Pickle Dick on. Okay.
Yes. The people that are really just trying to get into the stream, right? And watch the stream. You get your ad revenue. You're still getting those hits on your site and stuff like that. They've decided that they're going to take that away, and they will allow you to watch it the day after, but it is now locked behind a cable subscription.
Yeah. Like a lot of streaming services still are for some reason.
For some reason.
I thought we were just talking about the fact that like it's game over.
Yeah.
If ESPN has the streaming service like it is rumored to have in this whole Disney deal, game over, guys.
Yep.
You're done.
Yep.
Adult Swim is owned by one of the eventually owned by one of the cable companies, I believe, but
yeah, it's Viacom.
Viacom, which is owns CBS and all like that. So okay, fine, but you can get CBS as a streaming account, so just fucking tie it in there. Then you can get the news and the sports, and you can do everything just for one fucking price.
Make yourself available is all that we're saying, and they just did the exact opposite. They were like, let's instead be huge dicks and lock it away. That won't end up getting all of our shit pirated.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's coming.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Like you put up like a fucking $150 paywall on your episodes. Like, I mean, seriously, even just like let us pay for the season ahead of time or something directly.
Pre fucking order. I mean, here's the thing that I advocate for. And I'm not going to play favorites and say that it's good with Amazon because I think you can do this with iTunes as well and maybe Google. I know the two big ones though in Amazon and iTunes or Apple, I guess. Is I like to pre-purchase seasons, especially when I didn't have cable.
Mm-hmm.
I would just pre-purchase the season, and then that night or the next morning, it would already be downloaded in my account, and I would be like, watch Top Gear now.
Hell yeah!
Or I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty. Or I'm gonna watch this kind of thing. just buy it, and then I've got it. Because that's the one thing that as far as I understand, and I have wanted to figure this out for a while, but as far as I understand, if I buy the episode from one of these places, even if Amazon loses the rights, or even if Apple loses the rights to technically stream that, I bought the episode just like I would have went out and bought the DVD. Mm-hmm. I don't own it per se, because I think they still try to say like, oh, you license it, all that kind of stuff. But like, in the end, there's got to be some ownership of it. You can still download it and back it up or something like that. Like there's got to be some sort of ownership in here. You can't rely on streaming services still yet. I'm hoping in the very near future you can, but you can't. You just can't yet. Things leave Netflix. Things leave Prime. Even Apple's music subscription thing. Like, things flow in and out. That's just how business works right now in the entertainment industry. And it kind of sucks like that. Like, you got to do all this extra work just to enjoy something.
Yeah.
Like,
it definitely
it's a 30 fucking minute show.
It sucks for consumers. I'm actually kind of glad that it's still flexible for entertainers, because if you end up getting the shit into the stick because Netflix just suddenly doesn't agree with how you're running your business, so they're going to cut your funding and whatnot, go somewhere else. Like, good.
I'm
glad that's an option. Quality content.
That's the thing, is I'm glad that like the Hulus, the Netflixes, the Apple is reportedly spending a ton of fucking money into original programming coming up.
There's like 83 new series slated for.
Supposedly, we will find out in late September, early October, because I think that's when they're announced. They're not WWDC, but like the fall announcement when we get the new iPhones and all that kind of shit. Like, we're expecting to get like an Apple TV itself.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
We'll probably get a 4K upgrade to the box and stuff like that, and then they'll unveil a lot of new shows. It's supposed to be all about the entertainment.
Yeah.
Great move for them, actually. Really good move, because like they're banking, and you kind of see it coming, right? They're banking on this Carpool Karaoke TV show that they've basically bought from James Corden, and like the one episode you can see a little bit about is like Arya and Sansa. Those two characters doing their characters like in the car and singing and doing their thing. But then it goes in a separate way where it's like, okay, well, we're going to sing in the car, and we're going to do our funny thing and all like that. But then we're also going to go on location somewhere, like the producer and the camera crews go on location. Yeah. And so like in that episode, they go hide out in like a Game of Thrones like escape room as like one of the dead people, and they like cover up and stuff like that, and they like pop out on people and stuff, and like, and so like, it's fun. Like, they did one with Metallica as well. Metallica goes to like a supermarket, and the butchers behind there is like start singing Sandman and shit. Like, they're being completely goofy.
Metallica goes to the market because they have to start cooking for themselves, and then like Lars is like,
I wanna buy, like, I don't know, is marshmallows good food? Marshmallows isn't good food. Booze ain't food either.
You've seen him one time, and you're like, I know this. Yeah.
It's a Metalocalypse episode,
right? Yeah.
I think it's like the pilot episode. It's so fucking good.
Speaking of Adult Swim, right? Yeah.
Metallica in a supermarket. I just immediately just imagine them in just like leather and spikes and chains, and just being like, I don't know what we're doing here.
That's like Judas Priest. Yeah. Metallica singing Disney songs though, which is part of their thing this time, is actually pretty funny. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting sort of like kind of thing. Like, this will be something that we'll probably talk about going into all the fall remakes and shows coming up, is the barriers to entry as a consumer. Usually there's barriers to entry as a creator and getting paid and things like that. And I think that for the most part, people are getting paid to make these shows. Like, I don't think Dan Harmon's getting cut out of money or anything like that. You know, as much as we talked about Robert Kirkman last week suing because he's not getting enough profits, I don't think that dude's hurting for cash right now. Now, there's different operating agreements and things like that, and everybody should do the terms of their contract, because Robert Kirkman's got a company he's trying to protect and things like that. But it seems to be a barrier to entry for viewers, and that's the worst thing you could put. Like, that is the most uncustomer friendly thing you could do.
Yeah.
So, things that aren't uncustomer friendly. We're gonna finish it out with some gaming news before we talk Game of Thrones. Anyways,
yeah.
Let's just fuck the segues. Age of Empires 4.
Age of Empires 4.
I'm excited. I loved Age of Empires all the way through.
Who's making it? Who's handling this? I swear to God, if it's like EA got a hold of Age of Empires, and now it's like it's going to cost us like $1.99 for energy.
No, it's done by Relic Entertainment.
Relic.
Yeah.
Drawing a blank, but at least it's not EA.
No, it's still through. Relic is a they are offshoot of Microsoft Studios.
It has.
So go down the fucking street and figure it out.
Yeah, man.
Do some goddamn
I'm gonna
reporting.
go down there and I'm gonna be like, hey, all right, okay, get your shit together, man. Like, make sure this is kosher, because I swear to God, if they start like, they need to bundle this with Windows, is what I'm saying. If we're talking nostalgia,
Age of Empires
bundle it with Windows. Yes,
Windows?
it was bundled with Windows, and that's why it was like it's so popular with so many people, is because it was like, I got Windows and Age of Empires. I guess I'll play this. Sure, why not? I used to love that game back in the day. I don't know if I played too many of the iterations later on, but Age of Empires.
I did play a lot of it. And this is again is another one of those games on Steam that we just talked about that I haven't played again on PC. But when it went on sale, buy every goddamn DLC I could.
You're damn right.
Because it's like I'm gonna play it again eventually.
You know what I would love to see for services and consoles and stuff like that is just like graphics cards still do it a lot of times. They're bundling games with their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be really cool if you install Windows 10 and it came with like the latest Age of Empires or something. Like, if they had a deal with like
the ability to get it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. The marketing side of me says, yeah, bundle that motherfucker so you get use out of it. The consumer side of me is like, no, just give me the option because I don't know if I'm going to want it, and get it through the Windows Store or whatever. I might just want it in my Steam library. But...
If I can uninstall it, like put it on there, I'm not going to be that offended by that.
Yeah.
I think maybe the reason why they don't do anything like that anymore is because games are so big and they keep like their default like Candy Crush. Yeah. I'm talking like give me something I can sink some hours into.
Right. No, the fact that Candy Crush was bundled with
there's no reason for that to actually be a thing.
Yeah. I don't like Candy Crush. I don't like any of that stuff from that studio. So
was that King?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go fuck them.
Go fuck them. Yeah.
Ugh.
We're never getting sponsored by them, and I do not care.
Yeah. Another one of those situations where they back a dump truck full of money up to the place, and I'm just like, I want it, but
speaking of large games and why they are not bundled with PC, that was a segue.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 15 is finally coming to PC.
How big is it?
It's 170 gigabytes.
170 gigapickles.
Yeah.
How the 8K textures?
There's literally 8K textures in there.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah. No. It's literally if you look at Kotaku UK.
Oh, let me pull it up on my Surface.
The console version was 51 gigabytes at launch. There's been 2 updates since then, both of which I have not downloaded and probably should. The Windows edition is shipping with the 4K textures, but it also supports 8K display. So that's a lot of fucking texture, dude.
Why?
In the only defense I have for this story, the only defense is that game is fucking beautiful. So in 8K, I would give me 8K VR and I would just die. I'd put it on, I would see God and then fall off.
Yes. This is what I've been waiting for.
I have reached tranquility.
Nirvana.
Chat's laughing.
You die.
Chat's literally laughing and screaming at the same time with that requirement. I don't see. Here's the thing: there's no option for like. I only got 1080p, and I'm totally fine with that because I played it on a little bit less than 1080p.
I would appreciate a little pop-up. That's just like, would you like 8K?
Yeah.
And then,
do you have 4K? Can I get the 51 gig version?
Give me a please no button.
Yeah. But no, like right now it doesn't. There's no way that we can find at least to like say no. I don't need the 8K textures. Like fuck off.
I only have a 256 gig solid state. on my home computer.
That's all I got too.
You're asking me for more than half of my entire hard drive for one game.
Yeah.
I mean, I have another 1 terabyte drive that I install most of my games on, but even then, you're asking for like 15%
of that.
Literally 17% of my fucking hard drive. What? That is absolutely absurd.
We have a recommendation if you want to run this game.
Yeah?
From our tech experts in the chat.
Yes?
GeForce 1080 Ti CPU, Intel i7 3.4 gigahertz or Ryzen 7 1700. 16 gig of RAMs and 170 gigabytes of hard drive. Yeah. That's the recommended for 4K.
That's the recommended.
That's a recommended for 4K.
That's my $1,600 PC I just built.
And you're out of space in your hard drive.
And I'm out of space on my hard drive.
That's the official recommendation, according to our folks that are looking it up for us right now.
You know what? I'm going to give them that they are pushing hardware. So at least there's that. You know, like if there's not a demand for it, it seems like a lot of companies just kind of fall back and like, well, people can get enough done with what we have. If Final Fantasy 15 by themselves can kick everybody in the dick and be like, we will take all of your precious resources and show you have not enough. Great.
You are not prepared. It should just come with that Illidan quote. But you just like put it in that you are not prepared. Okay, fine.
The day it launches, like they just send a box with just like an Intel i7 just like snapped in half. Like they open it up, and as it opens up, it just like radiates, you are not prepared. And they're just like, we're not prepared.
There's just meltdown.
Launch the i9s! Launch the i9s! Aye, aye, Captain! Woo! The lines start moving.
This is like 1930s, like English.
That's how they do processors. They're really on top of it.
Oh, so that's why they can't get SNES classics out on time. Okay.
It's because it's ran by old 1800s boat captains. I keep trying to tell them this is not your market, man, but they cornered it. They bought all the real estate. You know, they're paying the engineers real well, just not for the manufacturing bit.
Smash cut to the guy from Monopoly. Just
just my monocles, yes. Twisted mustaches.
Da-da-da-da-da. God damn.
Oh, you know what? Let's keep this on a high note. Let's move into Game of Thrones. Spoilers territory, everybody. Bigger spoilers if you've been listening to the podcast for the last 2 weeks, because we got it right, baby. Knocked it out of the park.
100% out of the park.
Oh,
chat, we did
like, it. Spot fucking on.
You see that belt? That belt
that's what the belt is for. That's what the belt is for. We killed it. I don't think it was last week. It was the week before that. I mentioned something about like going beyond the wall. And then we started riffing and we were like it
was part of last week's episode too, I think.
We mentioned it a little bit, but I think the detail was like two episodes ago,
yeah.
Where we were like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But
wouldn't it be cool if
they go north of the wall? Like, I think they're gonna end up with a motherfucking ice dragon.
Right.
And you're like, no. I was like, hear me out. Maybe this will happen, right? They get stuck. I don't know how. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Somebody goes back. They send a raven. Also doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They just hang out for like longer than they should be, but maybe like it feels like it's only like a couple hours. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
You're seeing a theme here. This episode didn't make a lot of sense, but it felt real good that I was right. They come back with the dragon. A dragon gets offed. I don't know how the dragon gets off. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The dragon gets off. and they get motherfucking Lich Dragon.
Yep.
And they did. What? Like, bam, 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 bam. Got it. Belt in the mail. Oh, God.
Thanks, DB. We appreciate you, brother.
Boy.
Payload.
Appropriate for all occasions.
Because they were carrying a payload at the end of that.
They were.
Yeah.
They were. And
Hey,
they were
hey,
stuck. It
hey.
was contested.
You get Clegane Bowl next week. The Hound is with the goddamn... You might even get Undead Clegane Bowl by the end of this.
Did I bring that up on the podcast?
You did.
Oh, dude. So my wife didn't listen to that part of the podcast. And so when we sat down to watch it, I was like... I'm not gonna touch that. Not even a little bit. But I was like, baby, listen, just follow me for a second. What if? And rolled it all out to her. And she was like sitting on the couch and she had this look where I was like, swing and a miss. It didn't land. And she's sitting there processing for a second, softened up, and then she was like, that'd be the sickest shit ever. I hope that happens. Why are you writing for them? That's brilliant. And then we go through the episode. He gets bit.
Yeah.
Does it work like that?
You mean the Hound got bit?
Yeah. He covers the thing's mouth and it bites a chunk out of his hand.
Chunk out of his hand. Yeah.
And
I noticed that, and then he puts some hand right back on him.
Yeah, me and Janice were both like,
yeah. That was not lost on me. I was like, wait a minute.
zombie clicking?
Wait a minute. Yeah. Good night. Two undead motherfuckers come out here.
Oh, that's right, because I did. In this corner, the Hound. Oh.
What was it? He called it the Wolf Pack versus the Comeback Kid.
There's a chance.
There's a
chance it'll happen. I still think it's going to happen. I still think Clegane Bowl is going to happen.
Yeah.
But if it's zombie Clegane Bowl, we're going to have an hour and a half of me just jacking off on camera. That's what's going to happen. We're going to sit down for the podcast, and it's just going to be me like, that's right. I told you. You didn't listen. You all out there were like, that guy, he's flapping his gums all the time. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But no, I'm right. I took it to the bank. I cashed that shit. And here I am, tugging on my penis.
I have many questions after this week's show.
Yes.
How fast does an African swallow fly?
Yes. Well,
and how fast does a goddamn raven fly after that?
Is it carrying a coconut, or is it an unladen?
Right.
Like, are we? And
just
does it
is
start
with the
up
jet
high?
stream?
Does
or
it have I need to know the terminal velocity. If it's dropping.
And how far is Eastwatch to Dragons? Like, I need to go back and watch. Holy fucking shit! That thing got there quick.
Presumably, right. If you have some children at Eastwatch and you have some children at Dragon Mount, they can meet somewhere in the middle and they can play, and then when it gets dark, they can go back into their separate fortresses. It's a real tight knit community, so it was actually like it wasn't so much Gentry like being like send a raven, as much as it was like he just got back to the wall and he was like, Mom! And Danny was like, what? And she was just over there with the dragons.
Yeah.
That's how it went.
All three of them, too.
Yeah.
And Tyrion warned her, like, don't take all three. Leave one. Because when all three of them left, I was like, oh, shit, they ain't got nobody at the damn dragon place right now.
Yeah,
ain't nobody there protecting the dragon place right now.
It also felt like a possibility.
So, yeah. The next thing I want to know is, I actually tweeted at Chris Perkins, by the way, to ask him, hey, how fast do dragons fly? He told me to go look it up in the monster manual.
Not that fast.
Not that fast, yeah. But the next thing I kind of want to know is, where the fuck did it get them chains from?
Yeah. That's, so are you looking for an actual answer, or are you looking for, like...
No, there's no reasonable answer in this point.
Presumably, they just carry them around all over the place. The logical answer is that they've had them for like a bajillion years, salvaged off of like warships and things like that maybe have frozen over and all that.
The question that I have out of it.
Listen, even the writers came out saying, like, the people who are the director came out saying, like, at this point, we're really stretching plausibility, like super thin.
The plot armor
in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what would have been cooler for that scene?
For the giants that have been teased for like 14 episodes to actually shown up to help them get it out.
Have the giants drag it out, or have the Lich, like the Night King himself. Just is there a problem with him going down in the water?
He doesn't know how to swim.
Oh,
yeah, he doesn't know how to swim. Yeah.
I would have appreciated the shit out of a scene just watching him like walk down in the water, and you're like, "What's that?" Should have left it at that. That'd have been like, "Oh fuck!" Like it was really nail on the head.
Yeah.
Like I would have really liked it to be like, obviously this is what's going to happen, but we're not like the reveal should have been like,
yeah.
Wait, what? The dragons are right here. Why is there dragon sound in this direction? Like it just felt like there was a huge miss where they could have just had Night King go into the water. Next episode, season finale, something like that. Oh, that's the season finale next season. So next episode, it's like they'd come out and they're like, "Hey, dragon fight. We're gonna toast you. Oh, you back, boy."
Are we getting a dragon fight next episode? I don't think we are.
You don't think that we're going to get a dragon fight?
Not next episode. I think that's coming in season 7, 8. I think so. I think it is. I think we've got the shot of, oh shit, they have a dragon now.
You know what? Yeah.
But it's still 2 dragons to 1.
I'm thinking maybe they finish this next episode where they finally hit the wall or go around the wall, and some real bad shit happens in King's Landing during the whole parlay meeting.
Oh, you know some shit's about to go down about that.
Hence Clegane Bowl, and then the final shot of the season is like that Lich Dragon, Ice Dragon, whatever, starts taking chunks out of the wall.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen.
The current what is it? The current Night King is the rumored 13th commander of the Night's Watch.
I've also heard some stuff about like maybe it's Bronn Stark.
Like the actual Bronn Stark?
Yeah.
Like gone back in time?
Yeah.
With some timey-wimey shit?
Yeah, because he's got like the warging, like he has the senses. He can see whenever Bronn wargs into somebody because that's like he's in tune. He has like the green watch or whatever ability. And why would you have that unless you're also the Raven, and the Raven is like exists through all time and is like multiple people but only one person at the same time kind of situation. So maybe it's either Bronn or another one of the Ravens, or I mean
I'm actually trying to look up like
it'd be interesting if they wheel timed that shit.
Yeah.
And they drop the wall. Bronn rebuilds the wall somehow. And for some reason, the magical process of building that wall turns him into the Night King. And time is like a cyclical kind of like
it's
thing.
Possible. Yeah, it is rumored that it is Bronn as well. Yeah, there's that. There's like that he's doing this weird bullshit, right? Like I was trying to figure out if he was Targaryen or not at one point. Like the actual person that was the 13th was like Targaryen blood.
Yeah.
And then because like everybody said, there was the 2 ways of thinking that Tyrion was going to be able to a dragon rider, Jon was going to be a dragon rider, and Dany was going to be a dragon rider. Okay, we got rid of that. So now we know it's Jon and Dany are the dragon riders.
Yeah.
And then the Night King, I guess, is the other dragon rider. Like,
or just because the dragon is turned, maybe by some magical property that doesn't necessarily exclude that dragon Like it doesn't necessarily have a reliance maybe on.
I don't know.
It'd be kind of cool if it turned like if that doesn't necessarily make it evil in that capacity. Maybe we don't see that dragon meet back up with Dany, but whenever it does, that whole Targaryen dragon blood bond is stronger than the Night King's
possibly
influence.
Or Bran could just warg into it or figure something out. I don't know. This is the thing. I love the idea of them having a nuke on one side and a nuke on the other side now. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, in those kind of terms, right? Like, now let's get some beast action going on. Let's get going. They got giants. We got giants, We got shit going on.
It's getting heavy.
It's getting heavy. That's the thing. So I'm very interested to see how all of that plays out. I love the fact that, like, the U.S. Olympic team tweeted out the next day if anybody had any information on the Night King's whereabouts so they could hire him for the new Olympics. Because that motherfucker speared that dude from a mile away.
He whipped it.
Yeah. And that was not just a normal, like, that was the magic. Like, we don't know the extent of the Night King's magic yet because he walked right through fire and just extinguished it in front of him like he was goddamn, like, frozen Moses. He threw basically an ice bolt. It was in the form of a javelin, but he might as well have just, like, cast a spell.
Right.
Because that thing went far, fast, and then when it hit the dragon started breathing fire out of his belly.
Straight up exploded.
And so, like, I'm not sure that's how dragons work, by the way. In D&D, when I stab one, it doesn't shoot out fire, as far as I know.
Right.
The question that I want to know is that, does it now breathe cold? Like a white dragon does?
I think that's probably the thing that has got me most excited.
Yeah.
Is it going to continue to breathe fire? If so, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
It seems like a biological kind of thing, right? But if it's got more of a mystical, magical kind of properties, then, like, it should breathe ice.
Yeah.
So we're going to get, I think, in just that bit, we're going to get a whole lot of information about how this world works.
Right.
As soon as we see that thing crack a jaw and we know, like, we're leaning more towards, like, a biological kind of, like, the magic is in, like, the life essence kind of situation. Or if it breathes ice, then we're talking more like, oh, this is, like, straight up D&D, like, whatever. Whatever. Like, it seems like everything else seems to be grounded in some sort of, like, yeah, there's a link back to the, to the one that resurrected them and all that kind of shit. And it's like,
when he when he hit the dragon, did you also start singing critical hit?
Oh my God. I was like, I think at that point I was too busy flipping over the couch and screaming that I won. Yeah. I mean, just rolling back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I looked like something on Cartoon Network, just rolling back and forth. I won! 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 Just over and over. And Janice was like, yep, you did. That's fucking nuts. By the way, I saw somebody point out on Reddit, and I have to, like, vehemently agree. Emily Clark finally got a chance to do, like, some solid acting.
Yeah.
Like, let's forget about they wrote your character to be, like, be in these really weird kind of situations,
right,
where we don't get to see a whole lot of depth to Daenerys Targaryen. But that, like, as soon as it happened and, like, the color just drained out of her face, you're like, oh man. And then, like, she's on the wall and she's just like, I need a minute. You got to see her weak for a minute. And then you got to see her just, like, in the ship, you got to see her break. And I was like, oh my God.
That scene was just like, that scene was like Sam and Frodo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when Sam finally realizes, shit, I'm going to have to carry him the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she saw that he actually really did take a knife to the heart.
Yeah.
For his people and stuff like that. Like, that point, like, holy.
And then there was the... It was finally that tipping point where we can stop this, like, constant clashing. Like, bend the knee, no. Bend the knee, no. Bend the knee, no. That was getting old.
Yeah.
And then right there, he was like, obviously.
Yeah.
Because if there's any way that we're going to do this, it's going to be with you.
Right.
You know, and you care about the North. The North now knows they've seen you here in force.
Yeah.
Fighting for us. You are their queen.
Yep.
And it's like, it was just, oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was great.
Thank
it was great.
you.
Do we want to talk about Winterfell and all that bullshit or not? Or do we want to skip that and let's just go speculating right to the season finale, because the season finale is going to get hype.
It's gonna get sick.
You know what the season finale is called, right?
Oh no, I don't.
The Dragon and the Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I want to say a lot of people, I don't want to speculate. I want to generalize like certain politicians that all the time. I have read a few things. I tend to get excited with those couple of things that I've read. That we might finally get that Jon and Dany understand who their parentage is. Or at least Jon will.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon and wolf being obviously Rhaegar, Lyanna. And then all that comes out. Because this will be the first time in a very long time that you have the Lannisters, Starks, Targaryens. You have everybody sort of in one place.
Mm-hmm.
In the dragon pit of all places, by the way. I think that's the dragon pit outside of the city where they're meeting. This is like the first time where it's just like everybody's just going to come together. And I think some shit's going to go down in that whole thing.
That's really kind of interesting that they're using that title, because I think it's either going to be that, or I think Cersei's going to try to pull the shit.
Yeah.
We get Clegane Bowl. And we get like maybe Cersei does get offed. And that's the big.
It could be very interesting.
And we're left with the dragon and the wolf. And the last season is the end.
Oh shit, they take the Lannisters and everything?
Yeah. Because they're meeting to come to some sort of an agreement. And I'm thinking maybe Cersei is like, no, fuck you. And she like tries to lash out. Clegane Bowl happens. Yeah. And before she can thought, right? Thought. She puts her foot down about like, we need to determine who's the top dog right here, right now. Trial by combat.
Ooh.
Trial by combat. Clegane Bowl happens.
Not even Clegane Bowl. Who would likely be the
I think she picks the mountain.
Of course she does.
And the hound straight up is like, fuck you. And he's just like, I'll fucking kill him. And he just steps up, and I think he kills the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Cersei's like, fuck that. No, I don't lose. Maybe Jaime kills her. Right?
Possibly.
I'm reaching here.
Yeah.
Belt. Cersei's like,
yeah,
I don't lose. And she tries to pull some shit straight up front.
Yeah.
Like, she called, like, fucking Archer or some shit. And Jaime, like, just
possibly
sticks her. Becomes the king killer and the queen killer. Prophecy fulfilled. She gets killed by her younger brother, right?
Yeah.
It's younger brother, because she's the oldest. Right?
By like a little
Cersei,
yeah.
Jaime, Tyrion. Yeah. And then the next season is the end. It's the battle to survive. And we can stop with the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think all right. So I don't know if we get Clegane Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
My other thought would be with Jorah.
I think Dany will volunteer Jorah. Yeah. Well, no, I think Jorah will be like me, obviously me. And it's like that's definitely what's going to happen. And then maybe for some reason the Hound is behind in some capacity, and he just like puts his foot down like, no, absolutely not.
This is going to be like the first time that like this is going to be like the first time that people probably haven't leaked this episode.
Yeah.
I should be like
I thought this did get leaked actually.
Oh. I'm looking it up right now. Hackers threaten leak of season finale.
Uh-huh.
Game of Thrones 7th leaks series ratings dip ahead of finale. Is the top results on the Google is everybody's threatening to leak it.
Threatening but vague.
Yeah.
Well, in any capacity.
I don't want to wait. I don't
Honey.
want to wait for our lives to be over. That's actually pretty prophetic when you're talking about it.
Yeah.
That's
why I didn't change the lyrics. I could have. I had the power.
I have
Belt.
So that's best prop that I bought for this show ever.
Oh, fuck.
But like I have I have no idea what is going to happen in the season finale. It feels like one of those red wedding moments where like
I genuinely think the only thing that could top it.
What if we have a red wedding? You know how she likes fairy fire or whatever that is, the wildfire it is?
Mm-hmm.
What if they just set the whole goddamn place on fire and the only people that walk out are John and Dan? They are immune to fire. And it's the wolf and the dragon. Everybody else is dead. And it's up to them to unite. It's up to them to unite everybody then against the... There's no Game of Thrones anymore because there's nobody left. The wheel is broken.
You get the belt. That's how... Oh my god, that's how they find out. She tries to fucking... Clegane Bowl. All right? Clegane Bowl. Mountain loses. She tries to burn the fuck out of the two of them. She's got like their seats or something rigged. And, and they both just stand up, butt-ass naked. Like, bitch, what did you just do? What the fuck did you just do to me? Oh my god!
That would be good, wouldn't it? They just walk through fire and be like,
oh,
he strikes
boy.
He strikes the Night King's pose like, what up?
Oh, jeez. Are you sure they didn't leak this episode yet? I need answers.
I want to know.
I'm gonna be like kicking shit over at work all week and just being like, I mean, I'm thinking for real. What if they light them on fire? And everybody's gonna be like, would you shut the fuck up and do your we got stuff waiting in the queue. Would you just
would you do your job, please?
And I'm like, but if they light John on fire. That's it. That's the double cross.
That could be the double cross, right?
She lights him on fire. It does nothing.
Yeah, it goes completely sour and shit gets real quick.
And then she gets off by Jaime in an attempt to try to keep the Lannisters from being fucking exterminated. Right there.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Oh, you got to shut this thing down. I got things to do. Just off camera. Just gonna slide off over here.
Guys, you have been listening to the Super Magical Podcast. Big thanks to Stormy Love, to Pete, to Mojab, to everybody on the chat tonight for your questions, for your comments, for everything. We love you guys so much. If you're listening as a podcast and you want to interact with the show on Twitch, we stream the show every Tuesday starting at 8 p.m. Pacific on Twitch. If you're not able to watch the show live, we are available on demand on Twitch and YouTube the next day, as well as obviously on your favorite podcatcher. Please throw us a subscribe or a review, a like, anything. Let us know that you did it so we can call you out on the show. We promise we will, we love you guys so much. Hoover is doing just... Oh, no! Ah! Oh!
It's gonna happen, baby! You better get another belt.
Oh!
I'll just step out of the room.
We do no paid advertising for the show, so your word of mouth alone is the only way that we get the word spread. So please give us a help. It only takes 5 minutes, I promise. A quick shout out if you're going to PAX and you are not completely freaked out about what just happened. Oh, the entire Super Magical crew will be there. We'll be running games of Identico all weekend. You can actually sign up right now. It's oh goodness, it's bit.ly/2017-PAX. Actually, I'm double checking that while we talk. I can't believe you just did that. I have to take a moment. Like, I cannot believe.
Listen, it's been a long day. I don't have much for stamina. That's why
been
it was so
a long
fast.
way. Been a long day. Yeah, it's bit.ly/2017-PAX. You can sign up there and find everything you need to know about playing the game. We do about 2 hours a game. It'll be a lot of fun. Come roll dice with us. We'll be there all weekend.
Speaking of dice, can I plug? We're gonna start doing daily initiative again.
Where's mine?
Daily initiative.
Daily initiative.
Ah.
Yes. # daily initiative on Twitter. Come join us. Let's do it. Let's try to write a coherent story and hopefully have a better day.
Win.
Let's win.
15,
15,
baby. It's looking good.
I got a 7. That's about par for the course for me.
That's okay.
Yeah. I think that's it on that one. The podcast is recorded here in Seattle. It's a production of Super Magical and Humanoid Games. Our executive producer is the traveling Gator Pete. And no, not traveling. He's very rooted where
he
he's
is
at.
very, very
Sorry.
rooted.
Our executive producer is Gator Pete. Our benevolent overlord is the traveling Grandpa Joe.
There you go.
If you have a comment or question about the show, find us on Facebook or Twitter. Search Super Magical Podcast. From a man Hoover. My name is Mallow. We will see you guys one more time next week before PAX.
Oh, you better get ready.
It's going to get hype next week.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Mwah! Love you in the mouth.